Monsieur Wave.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta do de. Luta mo nulo jël moto nga andil ma xaalis. Hello?
Bussul mu fine.
What?
Bussul mu fine.
Oh, yes!
Wave Axina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave. Bussul mu fine? Wave. Your money is yours.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
In the Gambia, we all move to different paces. Time is money, convenience is power, and now both are in your hands. No more long lines, no more late payments, no more missed chances, not anymore. Because now, the Gambia has its own super app, Zap. One app, one tap, endless convenience. Send money instantly, pay your bills in seconds, shop without borders, pay your rides, order your meal, buy your ticket, deposit and withdraw money for absolutely free. No extra charges, no hidden fees, only on Zap Super App. This is not just convenience. This is confidence. This is the future in your hands. And the best part, Zap is born right here. Built for us, designed for every Gambian home, every Gambian dream. So don't wait in the past. Step into the future. Download Zap today on App Store and Play Store and enjoy endless free services. Call us today on our toll-free number 1666 or on 260-0001. Zap. All in one. All for you. Tap in. Zap in.
On Tuesday, the 18th of November 2025, you're with Coffee Time with Peter Gomez. We're now joined by Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services. Doctor, good to have you back. You were not here last week. Tell us where you were and what was going on there.
I was in Johannesburg. I attended a forum on Global South Media and Think Tank Corporation.
No,
it's part of the job.
That's part of the job.
No, it's not
so, I mean, what's the most significant thing to emerge from that meeting?
Well, actually, it was a convergence of policymakers, media practitioners, and also academia to discuss emerging issues that can either bring opportunities for media and think tank development, but also challenges as well. We are living in the era of new technology, and new technology like artificial intelligence come with challenges, but also opportunities. Now, how do we harness these new tools to become opportunities rather than challenges? And it's important that we speak at the global south level, because you remember most of these technologies are made in the West, and global south are mostly consumers. And being a consumer, sometimes you are disadvantaged. How do we now position ourselves as global south? We have our own narratives, tell our own story, cooperate at the global south level so that we can be able to harness these technologies, not only as consumers, but also as inventors of these technologies that also speak to our context, that also can embed our languages as well. Because if you look at most of these technologies, they are the languages of the West. They are embedded with the values of the West, and sometimes this is a disadvantage.
So presently, how does the global South view AI? As a challenge or an opportunity?
I think it's both. It's a challenge. In my field, it's a challenge because it leads to the mass proliferation of disinformation and misinformation. We've seen what AI is doing online and creating a threat to social stability, but also undermining our democratic principles. But on the other hand, it's an opportunity if used well. It can make your job easy. So we try to see how we can harness it at the global south level. So the global south speaks. We don't want to see ourselves on the peripheries of global development anymore. We want to be in the core. We want to be on the driving seat at the global south level. So it's important global south countries meet to discuss emerging issues, to also make sure that how do we cooperate at the global level so that we don't become just bystanders standing on the fringes, but also we are at the core, on the thick of things.
So it will only be beneficial if used well. What will it take for us in the Gambia, for instance, to use AI well? And what role do you see the government playing?
Regulation. We need to come up with we need legislature. Currently, many countries are behind in terms of regulating AI or coming up with legislature. I know that the EU is working on it now, the AI Act. What do we do? Because the nature of AI and these technologies, they transcend borders. Therefore, countries cannot be able to. It's not for countries to make laws that only suit them. It's important to talk at the regional level. Because remember, you engage big tech companies, and these tech companies are global companies. A small country like the Gambia cannot engage tech companies at their own advantage. We need to work at the regional or sub-regional level. But what is important to use it, to harness it wisely, is proper regulation, proper education, but also proper advocacy in terms of showing the population what they can do with it that can undermine stability, but also how it can also advantage them. It can create jobs. Some will think that it's going to take jobs away from us.
But it will take jobs away.
It will take, but it also has opportunities to create jobs as well. So how do we now align our curriculum to make sure that now, while we live in a different world, we live in the world of AI, in the world of robotics, in the world of big machines, world of big data, how do we now align our education system to know that the world is changing? We cannot stay back in education that was in the 80s and 90s. The education I had in the 90s, 80s, is not fit for the for this world. It's
if you say that for your education in the 80s and 90s, what about my education?
In the 70s, exactly. So we have to think ahead, and that is what this government is doing. That is why our policies, our regulations are aligned towards this. We take AI seriously. The Ministry of Digital Economy is working towards these regulations to make sure that AI is regulated. That is why we take part in these global forums to make sure that we also we get best practices from other parts of the world.
Fantastic. So this was a very important meeting that you attended
Indeed.
in South Africa. All right. Let's now hear, the latest developments in government communication and policy.
Well, I think the first one has to do with the CTWPG bridge.
Okay.
If you recall, recently we saw an online post when drivers were complaining that the bridge is out of use. It is true, the bridge is out of use. It is under construction. The bridge was assessed and realized that it has defects, and therefore it wasn't safe for use. So what the government did was that they created an alternative route to the cost of about $15 to $20 million. That is from Fajara Hotel all the way to BB is fully high quality concrete. So we urge drivers to use that route as an alternative route, as a diversion to access BB Hotel, Combo Beach Hotel, and other hospitality facilities in that area. Now the bridge for now is being assessed. The consultant, the work is ongoing. It's gonna take less than 1 year to create a proper bridge. But for now, we urge drivers, pedestrians, and all those who want to access the hotel facilities around the BB, go to Combo Beach, those facilities, to take the Fajara route, because that's a new road that the government built to the tune of almost $15 million, so that people
50 or 15?
15, between 15 and $20 million. And what we've observed is that drivers will drop off their customers at the foot of the bridge and tell them to walk through. It's dangerous. Let them not do it. Let them use the diversion. That is why the government invested in that diversion. So pedestrians and drivers who want to access these facilities, hotel facilities, can use that diversion. It's not far. You just go to Fajara Beach and then you go down. You can access these facilities using that. Now, the second one has to do with the tour. We all know the president is on tour. It's a constitutionally mandated tour. I've seen a lot of debate online, people questioning the value of this tour. It's a democracy.
The value is different from constitutionality of the tour.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you emphasize it's a constitutional tour.
But not only that, but also it gives the president first-hand information and the opportunity to interface and interact with the citizens of this country. That's why the
constitution, mandated it.
Exactly.
I think your issue here is the value, the cost, to the taxpayer.
But it's valueless. Having a president going to up country, from town to town, region to region, talking to people, interacting with them, no money can really appreciate that. It is valueless. That's priceless. That doesn't happen. In fact, when I was talking to a friend in Liberia, a deputy minister in Liberia, and I told him that the president is on tour. He was like, "Wow, this is amazing. We wish we could also do that in Liberia." Countries are trying to emulate what we are having in Gambia as a constitution for the president, at least once a year, to go and meet the people, interact with them, interface with them, listen to their concerns, but also they can hold him accountable. That is something which is priceless. Nobody can put a price tag on that. So, but what is important is that the president is now 1 week into the annual Meet the People tour, which commenced in North Bank region, and the tour had two aspects. One is inspection of ongoing works. Two is meeting the people and having interactions with them. The president inspected key development sites, including the FAB, maternity unit at SL District Hospital, the Bangali Nawek substation, and other strategic infrastructure like road infrastructure, vocational education infrastructure, and health infrastructure. In Salikenya, he visited Bani Salikenya Road, which was a vital road that links those communities, which is almost done, followed by a tour of the Jar Oil cement factory at Bereto. So Jar Oil is constructing a cement factory to ensure that we have enough supply of cement, but also the price is also affordable. The Africa 50 headquarters was also inspected. The Farafan General Hospital, there also the FAB, that is the Fatoumata Barbaro Foundation, is also building a maternity unit there, but also the Wasu Agro Logistics Center. In URR and CRR, he assessed progress on the URR governor's residence and the office complex and the development of new regional boreholes as well. We've also provided a lot of water to communities, and the president during his tours either handed over keys or inspected much of the water infrastructure which is being built up country as well. Now the president also held community meetings in Makabalamane, in Nyomi, in Farafenye, in Darumbayen, in Sanunding, in Sare Pirasu, in Sandu Kurao Arfang, in Baja Kunda, in Mahmud Fana, and in Sarengai. The next leg now of the tour will be LRR, which will commence today in Jara. Tomorrow he'll be in Kiang, whereby now after that he'll cross over to Kallaji to come to West Coast region. He'll be received tomorrow at Kallaji by a huge crowd to accompany him to come to Banjul. Then Thursday, Friday is rest day. Saturday we'll do the Fonyi. Sunday we'll do Brikama. And then we'll do KM and Banjul, and the tour will end.
You said that people are commenting about the value of the Meet the People tour, but they're also saying that it's been turned from a tour to understand the needs of the people, their development needs, into a political event. The opposition is saying...
Where do you draw the line? The same opposition that is saying this will be the same opposition that will do the same tour when they come to power. Now, where do you draw the line between politics? As what I've seen in the tour is that people who are not aligned with the NPP or the allied parties are given the platform to say what they want to say, to hold government accountable. Yesterday, a VDC officer told the president in CRR South about unfulfilled promises.
Oh, there are unfulfilled promises?
That is what he said, perhaps. And also sometimes it's patience, because if a government says we are going to build a road, you don't just wake up and go and build the road. It takes time to build a road. You need to contract it. It needs to follow procedure. So sometimes, people quite understandably, people can be impatient, particularly if for 60 years you don't have a road or water infrastructure or electricity, and government says we are building it, but you've seen that government is doing it. So sometimes they can be impatient. But what I've seen in this tour is I've seen people who are not allied to the NPP, allied to the ruling government or its allied parties, being given the platform, holding government accountable. So I don't see that as politics. But sometimes it's difficult to draw. There's a fine line between politics and, you cannot divorce politics. I've said it last year here. You cannot divorce politics from the tour, because the whole state is about politics. What is politics? Tour is not politicized to favor the incumbent.
That's what the opposition is saying.
Well, that is false.
Exactly that.
That is false.
Okay. You say that the same opposition will come into power and they'll do the same thing.
They'll do the same thing.
Well, not if Talib becomes the president, because he has told us what he will do with it. All right? He won't go against the constitution. It's constitutionally mandated. He will do it. But he won't do it the way it's been done since Jawara right through to Jammeh and now Barrow. According to him, what he will do will be town halls. So he will gather people at a strategic location, all right, address them and move on, not from village to village.
That is even worse
That is worse?
Of course, because he'll address and move on. It means you're not even talking, you're not interacting with the people. You'll come and tell and speak to them and go. No. But you said he will address them and move on.
Yes, and interact with
Now,
them. Okay, let me ask
so
you
what I'm saying is that what's the difference between, you see, sometimes when I listen to people like Talib and his ilk, they don't understand what's happening in this country. That is the unfortunate bit of it. You see, they watch a lot of movies and a lot of Western films.
Really? No, Talib is part of the governance of this country.
But anybody who tells me that, if you become president, you will reform the Meet the People store in a manner in which you will go town halls, it means you don't understand what the people themselves want.
So you're saying that is not possible?
It's not, because that's not what the people want. You do what the people want, not what you want. The tour is for the people. If the people say, we want you to come and have a rally with us and we'll interact and sit, that's what they want. And sometimes our people need to listen to the people. You don't sit and have your ideas. Well, that is why I say they will do the same thing, because when you get into power and you start, you'll realize that this is what they want. This is what they appreciate. You cannot impose on them these town halls. These are all things done in the US. US don't town halls. It fits US context. It fits US democracy. It fits US culture and society. These are town halls there. For us, the people from independence, what they want is this. And you have to give it to them. Otherwise, you are depriving them of what they want. So if Talib comes and says, when I come to power, I'll do this. And unfortunately, I've heard Talib say a lot of things which I know is all politics. For example, I heard him say, this movement is for Gambians. No, this movement is for the Bensouda family.
Hello?
Of course, yes. I mean, sometimes...
Is everybody in that movement a Bensouda?
No, it's to benefit the Bensouda family and not Gambians. Gambians are being used as a stepping stone to get to power. And when they speak and say this movement is for Gambians, no, it is not for Gambians. It is using Gambians to benefit the Bensouda family to get to power. And Gambians are not sleeping and they are awake and they won't succumb to those kind of promises.
So you're suggesting that if Talib becomes president, then he'll surround himself with the Bensouda family first.
And it's a cabal of ruthless capitalists who will drain this country of its resources, leaving the poor people to starve. That I can guarantee you. I swear, Peter. I'm warning Gambians.
Swear?
Yes, I'm warning Gambians. If they mistakenly, in a grave manner, vote people like Talib and his ilk to power in this country, it will be the greatest mistake in contemporary politics. And the biggest conundrum for me is, and this is the biggest conundrum for me. I was watching someone online the weekend. This man is one of the architects of UMC. One of the people who convinced the Talib to divorce and betray UDP to go and form his own party because they believe that Talib has a chance to win if he leaves the UDP. This is the same guy who, during the weekend, when he was hit with reality after seeing what he saw in the tour, says, well, what I want is for UMC and UDP to go to Kaur for 3 days and have a retreat.
Who's this guy?
And come out and say, we are forming an alliance. I mean, this is the... I've never heard such a contradiction in my life. You convinced Talib to leave the UDP because you believe Talib is better off leaving the UDP because he can make it without the UDP. And you misled the boy. And when he came out and formed a movement, no movement has won an election in the African continent. It's never happened before. Now, you bring a movement, you tell him to go on his own, and when reality hits you, you realize that you've put the boy to failure. You've put him on a path to failure. And now you are backtracking and saying, oh, how I wish UDP and UMC can go to Kaur. There's a hotel in Kaur. He mentioned the name of the hotel. They can be there and lock themselves for 3 days and have a retreat and trash out their differences. There was no difference before. You manufactured the difference. You engineered the difference. And so when they come out, they'll hold their hands like this and they walk and say, we are having an alliance. No questions asked. I was like, they've misled the boy.
Who's this he?
Musa Jeng.
Yeah, that's more like Dr. Ceesay. Okay. You seem to be confirming what 2 weeks ago you denied. You remember when I said to you, Hamad Ba said that, Talib is the biggest threat, or UMC is the biggest threat to President Barrow's re-election. You dismissed it outright.
Of course, and I still dismiss it. The only reason I'm mentioning him because you mentioned it. In fact, when I was coming here, I was like, I'm gonna avoid anything that has to do with UMC. But you started the talk about Talib.
Yeah, because he is going to revolutionize the Meet the People.
He says he will. He is not going to. Now you are confirming that for him. You said he is going to. It means you agree that you believe that he's going to do it. He said he will.
Okay, he said he will. Revolutionize it.
It's politics.
All right. Okay.
It's politics.
Earlier on, you spoke about value. How much will it cost the taxpayer this store this year? We know in 2026 it could go up to 52 million.
So it could go up to. There's a difference between what is budgeted and what is used. If it's budgeted, and if it says it's budgeted, 52 million is budgeted, it means that because the Constitution says that the president should at least once a year. And sometimes it could be two. Yeah. When it's budgeted,
at least it's clear.
Exactly. So when it's budgeted, two is budgeted for. It doesn't mean that we are going to use all that money. For now, the tour is on. We would only know the balance sheet after the tour. For now, it's unfair for people to say 52 million is being used. No, the 52 million is put aside to cater for at least one tour. It could be two. Whatever it is for that 52. Now, it doesn't mean we're going to use all 52 million if that is what is budgeted for. It means that, so now when the balance sheet is done after the tour, we'll know exactly how much. It could be 15, it could be 10, we don't know for now. So it's unfair for people to jump ahead and say that it's 52 million we are wasting. But like I said, and I still maintain that, this tour is priceless. Even if it's $500 million, it is worth it because what it does is something that money can't buy. It's something that money can't give. It's the president going to, and remember also, like I said, there's a hidden aspect of the tour that people don't see.
Which is?
It's when the president wakes up in the morning, up to the time of leaving the house to go to the tour, he's meeting different communities from different parts of the region where he is. Meetings after meetings, groups after groups, youth groups, women groups, senior citizens, different groups, meeting them, talking to them, solving their problems. Some of these problems are private problems. Some of these problems are community problems. He's solving these problems.
Private problems of what?
No, not that. Some people want to build. They are building a mosque, some community, and the mosque is not done yet. Some community have a garden. They want to finish their garden. Some women. He's doing these things on a daily basis, and these are the hidden aspects of the tour. That is why I'm saying that the tour is priceless, and nobody can put a price tag on this tour. Okay. What people see is what they see on the cameras. The president inspecting infrastructure projects going on, the president having a tour and talking with the citizens. What they don't see is the hidden aspect. That is the backdoor meetings the president has with different groups across the country, help solve some of their problems, listen to them, understand how they are feeling, what their aspirations are, what their challenges are. That is priceless, and that happens only in the Gambia. And now, a town hall is monotonous. You come, we don't even have the infrastructure for a town hall. That is why I say the thinking is Western. The infrastructure for a town hall. Let's say you go to Salikenye. Which hall is there to do your town hall? Which big hall can accommodate all those people who want to come and listen to you?
He will know that Salikenye does not have a big hall, so he won't plan his town hall for Salikenye.
So where will he plan it in URR? Where? Which hall in URR is big enough to get all the people of Nyomi, Lower Nyomi, Upper Nyomi, Jokado? Let's start with North Bank, Lower, because the meetings are that they have in the meeting they had in the first one is Lower Nyomi, Upper Nyomi, Jokado. Which hall in that area can accommodate all the people who want to come and tell you their problems? Which hall?
Don't they have a stadium? A football field?
See, sometimes when I listen to these boys, I laugh because, they don't understand what's happening in this country.
Okay, you understand.
And it's unfortunate that they want to run this country. They don't understand the people. When you want to govern a people, you need to know who those people are and what they want and what their aspirations are.
All right. Let's talk about controversies. I mean, meet the people, meet the farmers, whatever name it has, gone by in the past to this day, have always been associated with controversies. And I'm reading in some of the newspapers headlines about a crocodile gift to President Barrow. The Voice, for instance, says crocodile gift to President Barrow sparks outrage and legal concerns. The Standard, Environmentalists condemn killing of crocodile gift to Barrow. What do you know about what do you know about this crocodile?
They have to apologize to the president.
They have to apologize?
Of course. All these people, these airlines have to apologize to the president. I'll tell you two things, Peter. Three things, for example. First of all, I cannot go into the detail of this specific case. I don't have the full information.
But a crocodile was involved? Or a crocodile is involved?
Yes, just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
And let's be clear.
Take 2 minutes.
I cannot go into the specific details. I don't have the full information. So I cannot, because I was out of town. I came back a couple of hours ago. I need to get the full information. Now, and I believe also that the people who are running around making these statements don't have the full information as well. That's what I believe in. But one thing also, the second thing is that I can promise Gambians and I can tell them that the president is committed and has a very strong commitment to the Gambia's Wildlife Conservation Act, but also the Biodiversity and Wildlife Act. The president has a commitment to implement these laws, but also the president has a commitment to the Banjul Declaration as well. Now, if you see a crocodile, what I've seen is what many people saw. A crocodile on top of a car with some people. Did anybody see the president receive the crocodile? Can you show me a picture, a video where the president was there to receive a crocodile and you are calling a gift to the president? All I saw, that's why I don't have the details. I need to get the details. I want to know whether the president received the crocodile. I want to know whether he asked them to bring a crocodile for him as a gift. All I saw is a crocodile on top of a car with some people. The people I don't even know. I didn't see anybody there who is a co-inactive.
Was it a live crocodile or a dead one?
That's why I don't even know. And people are saying they killed a crocodile. We don't know. All we saw is a crocodile. I don't know whether it's a dead crocodile or a live crocodile. It's alive. I don't know whether the president received the crocodile or not. And nobody can tell me up till today whether the president asked the people to go and get this crocodile for him. So why do you accuse the president of receiving a gift when you have not seen the president receive a gift? If I say Peter received a gift from Dr. Ceesay, all you see is Dr. Ceesay outside Peter Gomez's office holding a mobile phone. But did he really give the mobile phone to Peter? Did Peter ask for this mobile phone? So they have to apologize to the president and get the facts first before they speak. I am not speaking on this issue because I don't have the facts. I want to know whether this gift was indeed given to the president, under what circumstances, what was the context. If I don't have that, I cannot speak for it. But as far as I know, and that I can be assured of, is that all those people making these statements don't have the facts, because you haven't shown me anywhere where the president has received the crocodile as a gift. So I cannot go into detail of this. I don't have the information.